Good day, good morning, and good afternoon. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today and another opportunity to get together and do some trading. I thank you so much for your grace and your mercy and your kindness and your goodness to us. I thank you for all of your provisions and thank you for family and friends. And I ask that you would help me to be grateful for every 2 pips that we pull in, and please grant us wisdom and discernment as we go into the markets this morning. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, amen. All right, so this morning we've got unemployment claims on the dollar in 25 minutes. We had Bank of Europe Governor Bailey speak during the London session. Doesn't seem to have moved the markets too much. And then just a couple yellow folders throughout the morning. Just going to punch in the live starting balance, 238.33. Okay. Let's just go break down the euro dollar. Start on the daily chart. I need to just clear off all these chart objects. Okay, so we've definitely just been in some consolidation for this week. And just going to draw this in. It seems like we're just still maintaining. Well, we came in essentially to the bottom of the consolidation from the summer. We've not blown past it yet. Just still in that zone. So with the most recent pressure being down, it definitely could still break to the downside, bringing strength back to the dollar. But I don't know if that's an economic likelihood. I'm not really sure. But we are definitely approaching the bottom of that and a potential breakdown. So, but it could spring right back up and we could go try the highs of that consolidation as well. So I really don't know, but we can just go based off of the past few days that we've been consolidating. So maybe the news will give us a little bit more clarity on the direction. So here's the hour chart. Seems like we've just drifted back up through the London session. I placed a couple trades and it was right in here, I think. I got some shorts in. Just go down to the 5 minute now and just go look at that. Yeah, so I traded in here. This leg was running up and I was shorting this leg over here. And then it just came all the way back down and got 0.34% in this account just on that down leg. So that was good. Seems like we're doing something similar right now. I've got a down leg just starting. I think if this pushes down enough, it starts getting into these lows. How much is that? If we're going to go from up there all the way down to here, that's 35 pips. That's a big leg. I would buy down here if it's before the news. So we might start picking up a few buys just because we have some support and we're not at the news yet. I'm just trying to think like how we trade up until the news for the next 20 minutes. So let's go down to the 1 minute chart. Ben and Larry, good to have you guys this morning and afternoon. It's really good to see you guys. Just going to keep breaking this down. We're almost done on the 1 minute chart. So let's measure these price cycles so we get an idea. So from this pivot, the top down to here, we've got this one. So we've got a 14 pip price cycle on that one. And then we've got a 12 pip price cycle. So almost identical in two legs. Let's go back and check this one. 13 pips. So our cycles are very consistent. Those 1 minute price cycles are 13, 12, 13 pips. So those are pretty big. So we definitely want to our 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 bigger price cycles on the longer term are going to be even bigger. So like if we go measure this one, that's not necessarily just the 1 minute. That pretty much is 1 minute price cycle of 24 pips on that down leg. Then we had this was right after maintenance into the Sydney Open. We had a 40 pip drop. So we're going to want to be able to accommodate these big swings, something like that, because that's like the max price cycles that we're seeing. We want to be able to accommodate that because I think almost certainly we'll see more of those today. So I'm going to bump up my stop losses to 50 pips. Yeah. We want to be able to accommodate those big swings today, which means we want to add to our positions a little slower so we're not oversizing. And I think, I think I still feel more comfortable on the short side. Oh, yesterday we pushed down really strong. We've pulled back through the London session and we are pushing down. I think if this stretches down in the next few minutes, I'll pick up some buys, but if this stretches up, I'll stay to the short side. Got some trading layers that I'm just picking up here. And that whole, that's 20 pips, okay. So we don't want to add too many layers in there. Let's plan ahead for the downside. If we buy, we could find a spot here. Probably find another spot in here, down here, and something like that. All right, I'm actually just going to throw a sell on right there. And I got to do the same on my other platform, make sure my variables, 50 pip stop loss. All right. Larry, you got up late this morning. I barely got up this morning. It's just struggling so much to stay awake. I got halfway through my Bible reading and I was falling asleep, so I did some push-ups to try and keep myself awake to keep reading. And then even still, I was just fighting to stay awake. So, but we will use the strength from the Father and get through the day. Okay. You guys, yeah, I just want to move over to trade on Alveo, but I've said that I want to finish. Let's hit that 500 mark goal over on MT5. So I'm going to go over to MT5 and we'll finish. We'll trade over there. We started out at 238.33. 238.33. Let's put some of those lines back in here. So Larry's tired. How's your day been going, Ben? Did you get some trading in today? The London session had quite a few little opportunities, looks like. Just started, as London session was too slow. Oh, that was too slow for you? Just wasn't moving too much? I mean, I'm just looking at the after. Yeah, I guess it didn't move too far. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was kind of slow. Price cycles are 12 pips. Yeah, lots of consolidation though. Like you've got like a couple periods where you had legs and then it just flat. Like you get a leg and then just go flat for a long time. But now the past hour seems to have picked up already. So we got one target in already. I'm gonna buy this right here, just because we're on these lows. See if we can grab a couple of little trades before the news. There's my session from the Tokyo session. It was a nice, like it was really good for the Tokyo. Doesn't usually move that well, so that was pretty good. Let's just get those. Um, and then back over here, I don't usually do this, but I traded through this consolidation all the way to when Trump spoke yesterday. So it was like through the afternoon. And I was able to get like 2 and 3 pip trades back through this consolidation, which was good. So I made like an extra $40 in this account. So I like finished up around with $200, and then we just weren't going to go anywhere today or do anything really. So I traded through the afternoon and just put in a bunch more little trades. So that worked out pretty good. That's not a habit I want to keep up, but um, I, I was anticipating that the market would move because of the Trump speech, and then he ended up speaking a little bit late. But it ended up working. Let's get those trade history off. Okay, gonna get ready to put on another buy right about in here. Took 30 minutes to make 1.2 pips. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah. So you said I'm gonna just call it quits after that full pip of trading. You're exhausted, right? Oh man, you paid for that 1 pip. 1 pip. Well, you earned that. 9 minutes to unemployment claims. So I know maybe this seems a little bit strange, like I'm buying. I don't know if that seems weird or not, but let's go over why. Because we've had this price cycle from its top up here. We've now run 29 pips on this price cycle. And so we know on average, they're like 30, 40, maybe 50 pips on a big one, right? So we know we're at a point where we should start to see a price cycle back up. And so I'm on average, I'm buying the end of a price cycle. I don't know if it's the end. It the market's been heading down, but I'm just seeing that we're now buying the end of a 25 pip run, 30 pip run. So that's why. So we're just coming into another new level here. Got these lows. If I can grab, as it's pushing down, I want to grab another buy, but I just kind of missed that dip. So we'll just see if we can get one more push down. I feel like I missed it. Does that make sense why I'm buying that market? Are you guys already long or short? Yeah, darn, I missed that. That's pretty much our 3 pips. Yep, that was 3 pips. Larry is long, Vin is short with the trend. Okay, so are you holding a position, Vin? Like, are you already, or are you shorting at the bottom? Well, I mean, I guess we don't know if it's the bottom. There were a couple of little pullbacks you could find a way to get in. Just don't want to be grabbing shorts down here because the price cycle is, on average, we're at the end of the price cycle. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good idea to stay short today with the past few days of pressure. Already in position. Nice. Yeah, that's good. You might be able to, well, I don't know if the market would, yeah, 1 hour support. Or, are you saying right now we're at 1 hour support? That makes sense. 5 minutes to unemployment claims. Oh, you take profit. Nice. Okay, so you're almost there. Is that what you're saying? You're almost at your take profit? down in this range. Yep. Nice. Well, hopefully you can nab that take profit, have yourself a good start to the session. And then when you're taking profit, I might be buying. Like, unless we go up from here, if we can grab these take profits in the next few minutes, then we would probably go short against that up leg. And then we could go down to your hour support take profit zone. Okay, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Two minutes. I must have been tired. My sleep apnea machine says 9 hours and 40. Oh, yeah, it looks like you got a lot of sleep. Well, I mean, that's some good sleep. I thought I was going to be good with 6 hours last night, but that was not good enough. But this week I've not been sleeping that much, so I'm definitely falling behind. Okay, 1 minute to unemployment claims. Hopefully I can catch up a little bit tonight. Oh yeah, yep, super tired. I could barely stay awake. I just barely hanging on. Working with my partner. He's on the West Coast, and so he's always up a lot later, and then I end up staying up late chatting about our work stuff. Okay, 15 seconds. Yeah, Larry, you've been busy. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unemployment claims to 13K. Oh, that's like right down the middle. Looks like it's a non-event. Trade balance was negative 54.5 billion. So trade balance is looking good for the dollar. But unemployment claims is just kind of a flat, just a flat event there. Okay, I'm going to buy this up again right here. Yeah, it must have been a lot of busy week for Larry. Is it a good week though, Larry? Nice. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Feels like we're going to get dropped down again. Hopefully we'll get Vin's take profit. Okay, I'm going to add one more trade here. So now we've got a layer of 2. So we got 1 layer, 2 layers, and then we're on the 3rd layer. So we're going to add a second one on the 3rd layer. And then if we can grab some profit, we can take off that top trade for a loss. Just mitigate that risk. Unless it's just got a bunch of energy behind it. We'll just see how it gets there. But right as we speak, it's just bouncing off of our line. So it seems like our lines are pretty good indication of support and resistance. And if we drop down, we've got this last layer. We'll get in at least 2. I'm thinking we'll probably get into 4 trades at the very bottom. Yeah, we'll get into 4 on that last layer before that last support point. But I'm thinking at this rate, we might blow past this and create an outside range. And then when it does, I'll be getting ready to buy. Because I think what we're going to do is we're going to blow past it and then come back a little ways. It's often what it does when it's got lots of energy, like the longer term chart's got a lot of energy going down. And so they often blow past these levels and then spring back up. So let's expect it to go beyond these last couple points, and then hopefully Vin can grab his profit, and then we'll be buying it as it goes past. We'll buy it up. And that's what people call the liquidity grab as the market stops out on those points. But we're not going to stop out there. We're going to buy it. Well, Vin can grab his profit, hopefully. There you go. Yeah, you got the 55 bucks. Nice. Yeah. Nice trade. Very nice trade. Oh, it was the simulated account. Yeah, that's too bad. But good practice. So was that like what type of risk to reward did you get there, Vin? Is it like 1 times your risk or 2 times your risk or three? I mean, there's you could have got all kinds of um, that leg was pretty big. So depending on where you got short, you would have had a lot of opportunity for getting a large risk to reward. .8%. Is that like the gain in your account? You made 2.8% in the account with that one? Green. And then how much were you risking? Was that 35 pips on that or 50 pips or how much would you have lost? That's just as, if not more important. Long way to go to break even. Yeah. Well, patience and practice, you can get it back. Larry, did you shoot me an email? I did not, because I don't know if I have yours. Just send me an email there and just say asking for the doc or my trading plan. Just say trading plan or whatever. Just shoot me that email and I will send it right back to you. Or you can leave me your email in here too, and I'll just send it to your email. It's no problem at all. Well, this market is just taking its time. But you can see we've got that slowing momentum. Let's just measure what we're seeing here. So we had the price cycle up here, which was 14 pips. Then we had this one, which was 12 pips. Then we had this one, which was 12 pips. And then we've got one coming into these bottoms now, which we're now at 8 pips. So we've got a smaller leg at the end of a big run. So we've got a smaller price cycle. That means we're slowing the momentum to the downside, which makes sense because we're coming into that daily support. But what happens next after you slow all that momentum down? Generally speaking, you have a leg the other way. So that's where we want to make our money. Okay, you sent me an email. Let me just go tackle that right now. All right, just sent that back over to you, Larry, so you should have that. Oh, we just missed that take profit. Just missed that layer. Okay, so as we push down, I want to grab the bottoms and start building into a 4 layer. As we push down, only on the push down, I want to buy it. I'm going to just make this the 5-minute chart just because I think it's going to be kind of hard to see for you guys. Yeah, now we can see these lows. I just want to put these lows into perspective as we try and buy this bottom up. Okay, I'm going to just add 1 here, and then we'll build into another 3 more slowly over time. Got to try and match the speed of the market. It's moving slow right now, surprisingly. It's just taking its time, but we should see an up leg come out of this shortly. So I'm just going to wait for the push down. I'm going to buy another 3 more, just slowly. Spread them out over a few minutes. Okay, let's just go back to the 1-minute chart now that we saw where those bottoms are at. All right, we got a bounce back up with that 1-minute candle. It's too bad we didn't get more position size on, but that's just the way it is. Just never know where that bottom actually ends up being. This might not even be the bottom. Like it could just blow past that. Yeah, Vin, that's a good idea if you know yourself. After a good gain, it's a good time to just stop. All right, so we just grabbed that one little take profit on just that 1 layer. It's not really enough for us to take off any losses just yet. So we'll see if it pushes down. We'll try and still make that bottom layer. We want to turn it into four trades worth. So I still want this to go down so that we can get into a bigger size trade. You got it, Larry. Cool. I'm going to work on it a little bit more too, that trading plan. You can see here, I'm going to just show you guys I have like in pen, I've drawn in all these like pretend market, and then I've drawn like all these in here, and that just helps me to demonstrate what we're actually exactly what we're doing right now. So we've just landed into our 4th layer. So we had 1, 2, actually that was the 3rd layer, right? Yeah, that was the 3rd layer that we were into, and it had 4 trades in it, or we were trying to get into 4 trades. So that's exactly what we're doing. So we're following the plan. All right. Just grabbing some of those profits. Nice. So now we can take off a loss on the top side. Take that $2 loss. And now we're in a perfect spot. So we made Now let's go look at our profits and losses in the history. So we made 1, 2, 3 profits at $1.50 each. So it's $3 and then $4.50. So about $4.50, and then we took a $2.30 loss for a net gain. And now our risk is next to nothing, so we can let the market sit and it can go and hit the other one for profit. Or if it comes back down, we can just do it again. And we've mitigated the risk. We've taken the losses on our own accord, not letting the market hit stop losses. So that's a really good example of my trading plan. It's exactly what we're doing. And so we'll get ready to do it again. And now we can keep the layers, like we consider this what was the second layer. That can be our first layer. So we can reset and shift our whole system down with this bottom, so we can take less risk again. So as it pushes down, we'll grab another buy if we get the opportunity. Does that making sense? Like, did you guys see what I was pointing at on my paper, on the document that I just sent Larry over as well? We were doing exactly as that paper was describing. Okay, this is pushing down. I'm gonna get ready to buy it here. Perfect. So now as we push down into those lows, I'm going to try and slowly pick up 4 trades again. Or we could just do it as a 1-layer trade. We don't even have to do the 4-layer one, but I just want to because I feel like we're hitting a bottom now, so I want to try and make a little bit of money by allowing ourselves to go into that layer 3 where we put 4 trades on. But if it just goes up, we can just take some profits too. Either way is fine. No fear at all, just follow the rules, follow the plan. Okay, now we've potentially got a little nadir candle right in here. Might be matching this side, so we could be making an inverse little head and shoulders. We've got this little pivot over here. And then we've made a low somewhere in here. Oh, maybe over here. And then we've now made another pivot higher here. We kind of got like a rounding bottom, or maybe like an inverse head and shoulders type thing. It's kind of just rounding bottom. But we've got this higher pivot coming in. And our target is below the high of that last candle. Although, I mean, it would be kind of better to have our target on these bodies. That would be better. We would have hit that target already on this candle. Right in here would have been an ideal spot, because that candle just bumped into those body highs. And our target's a little higher. It's still under these highs. It's under this candle's wick, so it's still okay. But you can see how if we had our target below those bodies, we would have hit it and been out already. Reggie, good to have you. I was just wondering if you might show up. That's so cool. Good to have you. This has been a really good trading session so far. We're just following like my trading plan right by to a T at the moment. And so actually what I'm going to show you is I'll pull up the history so you can see what we just grabbed. We just scooped some profits up. We just got some more right there. I'm going to put the trade history on. And so we started buying all the way up here. Oh, we had one short to start things off. And then we started buying up here, and we bought here, and we bought down here, and we bought all the way in that low. And then I was just explaining that I'm going to put you guys back over to here for a sec. That right exactly what was happening. We got into the third layer, or almost third layer, which is 4 trades. So as the market dips down, we're buying in these layers, and we're trying to get into that layer of 4. Didn't quite get the whole position on, but then we started taking profits and also took losses at the same time. So just a good example of us just following the rules right now. And yeah, I sent you that document, which is my trading plan. Oh, this is also another thing that's kind of important. In all circumstances, give thanks. So thank you, Father, for some profits. Thank you for some discipline, for following the rules. We thank you for that strength that you provide us. But yeah, it's just a good real-time example of us just following the rules. So you can go back and look at your document and look at exactly how we're trading right here. And we're just going to keep doing it. Got in the wrong time. Yeah, it's all good. We can stay here for a while. Keep trading for another hour, or maybe we'll see how it goes. So now we just got one last target. Hopefully we can go and hit it. Yep, amen to that. If there's anything good that's coming out of me, it's not because of me. It's because of the strength and the power that comes from the Father, our Father in heaven. So when we grab some of these profits, we can also just switch over to the short side if we want, because the majority of the today and yesterday has all been to the short side. So we've just been calculating to pick up the buy at the right time at the end of a long down cycle, and that's working out for us. I know that goes against what a lot of people go for, but Reggie, I was just explaining that the reason why we're buying this is because this has run down from this pivot all the way down to here. It's run down 34 pips. And so we're buying at the end of a price cycle that usually turns up. Like when a market runs 34 pips, what happens on average next? It doesn't usually keep going further short. It usually starts turning around. And so on average, we're picking up the profits on based on the averages. And a lot of people would have maintained. The good thing is Vin was in already, and he grabbed his short right as we were starting to buy. Vin got his short trade, so he made some money on the short side, and then we were picking up the buys all through here, and we started making money on the long side. So yeah, this is a really good example of the trading rules. So now we grab that. Let's just go in for a short right here. And we'll start the same system over, but we're just gonna start shorting. We'll do the inverse of what we did down here. Now we'll start shorting as the market's going. We're doing the opposite of what the market is doing, and we're playing steps ahead of the market, not chasing it. We're going the other way, and that's the mindset we always want to keep staying in, is being steps ahead of the market. I'm not chasing it whatsoever. We're pretty much doing the opposite of what it's currently doing. But in the bigger picture, we're shorting into a lot of downward pressure. So this, you know what, this could be a V bottom and shoot all the way back up. So I want to be cognizant of that. We could see a big bottom come in, but we don't know. We have no idea what's going to come next. So let's go back out to the 15-minute chart for a second. And we'll just get rid of all that trade history. You know what? I'm going to take off everything. Take off the trade history, and there's just too much going on. Let's just get rid of everything. And then we'll start fresh because we just landed a good iteration of our trading system. So now let's just reset, reprogram, and we'll put in all our levels again. So we're now shorting a market that's heading down. Something like this. We've got this strong downtrend, and we made a bottom down over here, but we're shorting into a lot of downward pressure at the moment as the market's popping up. So I'm absolutely comfortable to go with that. I think it's a good idea because we also are running with the London's push down. Well, London was grinding up, and then we had that push down right before the New York Open. So we've got lots of reasons to stay on the short side now, but we had really good reasons to buy on the long side through here because we had a 35 pip run down into support. So it was the perfect time to buy. Now as this leg runs up, we will start shorting it. So let's go back down to the 1 minute chart, and we'll mark in some trading layers to trade off of. So we got this spot here with this pivot here, kind of right at a good spot. So anywhere in here, we'll pick up another short. as it's going up. We want to short it as it's pushing upward. And then maybe we've got another spot over here. We got a spot all the way over here and here and here and right in here. So that's another good layer. Okay, let's grab a short here. Larry just got the scripture reading for Sunday, 1 John 1:27. So now I have to send it out to the other scripture reader. I'm doing first service and I have someone else doing the second service. Okay. Cool. So you're just planning out what's going to happen this coming Sunday. Nice. And then Vin is saying this is when he gets caught. Ends up getting caught when the price retraces and end up losing. So are you saying like Vin, like on your short position, like if you didn't take your profits on your short, this is where you start losing? Or yeah, I guess I'm asking the question, would you have been are you saying you would have started to lose money on your shorts here, or that now that we're shorting, this is where you would lose? I usually put more shorts than get caught as it moves up. Oh, okay. Or put longs on that it shoots down. Well, um, we are systematically adding in, so we should make money as long as we add to the system and we're not adding too much. We're just adding the right amount. We should be making money through here. And at the moment, we're following the rules perfectly. So probabilities say that we will make money doing it this way. But I understand what you're saying, though. Trying to short when maybe sometimes that market just keeps going up on you. Something that does happen. Sometimes the market moves in V patterns, right? But it usually doesn't move in a V pattern. Usually it runs and then it consolidates and moves up and down, up and down. Occasionally it does V patterns, but it doesn't usually do V patterns. So There we go. There's a profit on our one trade. That was our second layer. It's taking profit. And then, so we could take this one off for a break even if we want, and then just be done, or we can let this sit. I'm going to pull this target up just a little because it's just sitting on those highs, and I want it to come in. I want the target to come in before that low and before that high. So I'm just going to shimmy that up just a little, just to increase the probability of getting it and being out. And let's see how it responds as it comes down into that level. Yeah, it's already even just struggling a little because it's got this little ledge here on the 1 minute chart. It's trying to struggle to get down through there. But we should hit that target. If it pops back up, we'll just short it again. Reggie, did you get a chance to look at the my trading plan? And Vin just got it this morning. But if you want to learn and understand that wobble technique that we're teaching, it'd be a good idea to go through that document and do your best to understand it. Oh, guys, my kids. Hold on one sec. Like Monday, as long as all the charts showed uptrend and it shot down over 25 pips and closed out with big loss. Yeah, that's not fun. Supposed to know the market you're trading. And then Reggie's saying the challenge for me is how to decide which direction to trade in. Yeah, you did look at it. Nice. Okay. Well, the good thing is with this system, it's based off of price cycles. And so like right now we've got 50 pip stop losses in. So we can handle like a big swing from pretty much any position. You know what, guys? For the sake of it, I'm just going to go in. I'm going to trade both directions until we get in trouble. So let's just buy here because I want to demonstrate that we can pretty much trade any direction using this system. The 50-20 rule. Oh yeah, to reverse will take a lot of practice. Yeah, that rule will take a lot of practice. You don't necessarily have to get it. It's just a little addition that I use to help me. And so the 50-20 rule is if it doesn't retrace 50% of a run that's gone 20 pips. So we'll look at this run. Let's see if we apply that rule. So in this case, we had this run, which was 33 pips. So that's more than a 20 pip run. So that means that rule applies. And now, did it go over half? Okay, I'm going to buy here. I'm going to keep talking and trading at the same time. So it was a 33 pip run. We had a 16 pip, so that was exactly half. I'm going to buy again right here. Hold on. This is getting good. So it came up to halfway and it didn't continue going past. So in that case, we want to be shorting. Now, if it kept going, then we'd just be taking profits on all of our position if we had it on. But in this case, it ran down 30, so that's over 20 pips. It pulled back right to halfway, and then it's turned around and not continued. So in that case, we'd want to stay to the short side, which we did take some shorts. Now we've had a quick run down back into support, so we're going to buy these bottoms up. And if it blows past, so now we're looking at this current run, it's now run down 17 pips, 18 pips. And our system will allow us to trade a 50 pip run. So as long as we're slow to add our positions in, this thing can keep running down, and we will find other ways to get buys and get ourselves out of trouble. Okay, so as that pops up, I'm going to take profit there. I'm just going to close that one out because that's perfect. Oh, come on now. And so we're just taking profits on that one too. I know I had to move quick there, but it popped up quick and I wanted to make sure that we got our profits and we're out there. Okay. Now, if we want, we could buy again. So as this pushes down, let's just buy it again. And then if we're in trouble, I essentially want us to get in trouble so I can show you how we do this. So let's just buy it here. And so right now we're buying at the support level. So we're doing the right thing. The market has run down 18 pips. So what comes at the end of an 18 pip run? It might continue, right? It might go 20, 30 pips, but if it does, we're fine because our stop loss is way beyond that. So as that market runs down against us, chances are we'll get a pullback somewhere along the lines and we'll make our money on that pullback. And the idea is that we keep our position light enough that on any given price cycle back in favor, we're taking most of our profits or making at least back to break even. We want to keep like one price cycle away. Okay, so this is running down. We're going to grab another buy here in just a sec. I just want it to run against us a little bit more. See, this is where people would stop out because we're at this previous area, but we don't need to stop out now because we've got stop losses that are far away and we're not going to use the stop losses as a way of risk mitigation. Okay, so we'll buy here as it's pushing down. Now, I think this is going to be a good example because most people will probably be scared right here. I'd imagine that people will be thinking this is not a time to be buying when it's like breaking down and making all kinds of new lows. If our system works right and we've got 50 pip stop losses, let's see if we can go see them on the hour chart. So on the hour chart, we've got all this level still to find buys in. And so let's go from the current pivot, which is up there. If we were to take that all the way down to here, we're at like 40 pip run. And so it is breaking and it may continue down, but chances are we're going to find some buys in here. And that's what's going to, okay, so let's buy again. Buy again. Let's go down to the 1 minute chart so we can see it extending against us. So 1, 2, we're into our third layer. So let's get into, we're going to leave that at 2, but we're just going to extend these profit targets just up a little. Just like that. So we're into our third layer, right? So we've had one layer at one trade. Second layer, one trade. Third layer, we've got 2 trades. So now when we get into the next layer, we can do 2 or 4 trades, just depending on how far into the price cycle we are. In this case for us, we'll get into 4 trades because now this price cycle has run 30 pips. So what happens after a 30 pip run? Is it going to keep shooting down? Not likely. If we know our price cycles, we know that around 30 pips, we usually start seeing a pullback. So it'd be a terrible time to short. I know the odd occasion it might keep going, but markets do not just keep going and going and going. On average, this is a good time to be buying, even though it's probably getting all kinds of short signals. We're playing 1 or 2 steps ahead of the market. And so now you can see, look at our risk. Our risk is next to nothing. We're in 1 trade and we've made money. See how little risk we're in right now? So let's go look at the trade history. So in those last setup, we made 225, so that's 450. We made 450 and we lost 320 for a net win. And we just hit the other profit target for a win. So there we go. I think that was a really good demonstration of that system just working. So we lost 320, but we made 450 plus 180. So that's 5, almost 6, like around $6. Okay, let's just short it here. That's not a really good short. It was not a good fill, but actually the volatility is really picking up now, so it's good. And then we'll just do it again. So where people would have been stopping out, we're just making money. Obviously, that's what we want. Remember, like 95, 99% of traders don't make money consistently. And so we don't really want to do what everybody else is doing. And I'm hoping that we're demonstrating essentially doing the opposite of what most people are doing. Okay, so I'm going to clear off all the objects again. When we get into a new iteration, it's nice to just like step back. And then we'll have another spot up here. Got a pivot there, pivot here, pivot here. So these are all good action points to work off of, and we can trade them either way. As long as we're really doing the opposite of what the market's doing. We're playing steps ahead. Is that making sense, guys? And if it's not, let's just rehash it out and make it make sense. This does take practice, though. I've been doing this type of trading for years, and so like understand that it is still hard. Might be making it look kind of easy. Like hopefully, I'm trying to master this, but it's not easy to do. But with this demonstration, you've got my trading plan, and you can go over this recording. This recording is going to be on YouTube, and just go over it and just get used to it. We're just always on the other side of the market, pretty much. We're just playing steps ahead. Making sense. Normally, I would have wanted to enter sells, but just going opposite paid off. Have to shift my thinking. Yep, that's it. That's absolutely it. Your initial thinking is what the majority of our people are doing, but shift it around because we want to be ahead of the market. Everything that we're doing, we're ahead of it. We're not chasing it, not doing what it's currently doing. We are steps ahead. 1, 2, 3 steps ahead, playing into the future. And I can't read the future, but we just know the averages. If we know our averages, our price cycles and time cycles, the market is not random. It's not random. It might look random, especially to somebody that is new, but it's the chart becomes far less random and it becomes more organized and readable. Yeah, guys, I think we're lagging here. Let me see if I can close some things. I don't know if it's on my end or what's going on, but we're lagging a bunch. Okay. I just closed a bunch of things, just trying to strip my computer down to running the bare minimum. Hopefully that helps us out. Okay, so we just grabbed some profits, and I'm just going to take that last one off for a loss. Really, mostly for demonstration. I know I grabbed 2 trades on that upper one. So we grabbed 2 trades at 150. So that's $3, and we took a $2 loss. So for a net gain. But the market didn't even have to come down to here, and we were already profitable. Okay, So, hey guys, if we're are we lagging and buffering, or are we keeping up better now? I closed a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping that helped. I want you guys to pick a direction and we'll just trade the way that you want to go. So, Reggie, why don't you look at the market uh, and then just say, okay, where's our probability? Which way do you want to try and trade? Like at the moment, right now, we're just right in the middle of a whole bunch of prices. It's not really a good spot to do anything. But if you want, we'll trade the way that you want to go and we'll just demonstrate it. Okay, it's faster now. That's good. It might have just been my computer causing the trouble. Or I can just keep trading. I'll just keep trading too. It's going to be hard for me not to trade when I see all this movement. Let's just short it. So on the short side, we've got a target that is right on these lows. So that's a good spot. That target's inside of the lows. So now if we pop up, we can put shorts up here. What's interesting too is we've gone from this big, that was like a 30 pip run. And then we pulled back 20 pips. And so generally after all these big moves is we usually consolidate, because the market's tired. It's done some big legs here, big leg here, big leg here, big leg, big leg. So we'll short here. And what I'm going to base this off of now is probably we're going to see some smaller moves. Because what happens after bigger moves? Generally some smaller moves. So we've got one trade kind of right in the middle of this consolidation. Then we've got one layer like at the top. So that's pretty good. And then what we'll do is we'll just short at this line and we'll short at that line. And like this time, maybe we'll trade it a little bit heavier. So maybe at this line, we'll do 2 trades here. And then at this line, we'll do 4 trades. And that will keep us within a really close striking range of profits on any pullback. Yeah, okay, so Reggie's saying that looked like a reversal, so we could probably buy. So so as we get pullbacks, I'm gonna just start buying because it does look like a good type of reversal. Absolutely. So if we can get this profit, we'll just take a win and then a break even, and then we'll shift into buys. Or if it needs to go up first, that's fine. We'll recalibrate up there. We'll place bigger bigger short position here, bigger short position here. Then when it pulls back, we'll take our profits and then shift over to buys. But we're playing steps ahead always. We're not chasing the market. So if we can just get one little push down, we'll shift out of these shorts into buys. So we've got a level here, and then we've got a new little support point with this new data that's come in. That'll be a new spot. And then we'll have another spot down here. Also, that's right at the 200 mark, so that's a really good spot for a bounce. So if we're going to go long and this market goes against us, we've got these levels already put in place, and then we'll buy off of them. It would just enter that system. So we'll go in one here. One there. And then I'm going to play it on the safe side, so we'll do one. No, we can do two there. Two trades here. And then as it comes down, do another two trades down here. But we could turn this into four trades. I'm just starting light just to keep us, I just don't want to be too heavy. But if it comes down there fast, it might be a good time to put on four buys down there. Because then all it takes is one upward price cycle for you to get into profits. And if you're unsure, trading lighter is always going to be in favor. So like if it doesn't quite math out right, just trade a little bit lighter. Like I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be like as it gets down here. Like my system says. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with our internet and our connection today. But I will just go ahead and try and make it work in between. It's buffering. Reggie's asking what currency pair do you recommend to trade on the Asian session? I just trade the euro dollar all the time. You could trade the dollar yen if you want, be more active. But what I do personally is I trade the euro dollar, but I'll just trade it a little bit heavier because the price cycles are consistently smaller. So I just trade the same thing. I just trade it a little bit heavier. So let's go ahead and buy on this line. So that was a pretty good buy position. Just trade lighter to be on the safer side. Okay, let's get ready to buy. As this pushes down, we'll buy here. Okay, just took profits on that bottom one. And now we can just let that sit and see if it goes back up. If it comes back down, we'll buy it again. And then we could take profit, and then we could also take a loss on the top one if we want to mitigate that risk. But right now we're only in super light, so we can just let it sit and do what it wants. Okay, we've got a strong close and another target hit. And we'll just let it sit. It can go up or down, doesn't really matter to me. We will just maneuver our way through it no matter what. If it pulls back down, we could just buy as it pushes down. Back on the red line. Actually, here, let's just I'm gonna move this line a little down to here because we've got more of the pivot down here. So let's buy it down there. Just like that. Perfect. We'll buy there. And then down here, we'll buy one more time again. Gonna buy one more time there. And then we're gonna buy 2 down here. Actually, we can buy 3 down there. And that will help us to hit profits, and we can mitigate and take that loss off the top. So 1, 1, 1, and then we're going to go 3. Okay, almost there. So we'll get ready to buy right here. So now we've got 3 layers on, but they're just at 1 trade each. Just going to back out to the 1-hour chart just to see. Just want to measure. So we'd have to go another 17 pips to get down to that low, all the way over there. So let's just, I'm going to trade lighter just to be on the safe side. So let's take away one of those pivots, and we're just going to go into 2 here. In case it drops down a whole bunch, then we're going to get into like a 4 layer. but I just want to be conservative because these swings are pretty big today. So now, since we've gained a bunch of profits through here, when it pulls back up, if we can hit that layer for profit, we'll just automatically take a loss on that top one and get rid of it, just to keep that market close to us. So as this goes down into the bottom, we're going to buy 2. Okay, here's 1. One more push, I'll get in a second one. Okay, 2. Okay, so there's a couple profits. Profit targets getting hit. So let's just take one loss off the top and get rid of that one. And then so we got a bunch of profits there, and we took a $5 loss. But essentially, we took should have been $1.50 and $1.50. So we should have had $3 win, and then a $5 loss on those 2 trades down there. So now, if the market comes back down, our profits are going to be closer to us again. If it goes up, we'll just make money. If it goes down, we'll buy 2 again and do that same process over again, and we can take a loss on that one, which will be even less, because we're keeping our profit targets close to us all the time by doing this. So we'll just get ready to buy again. We're going to get 2 again. If it pops down, we're going to get into 2 trades again down here. And by doing this, the purpose is for us to never hit stop losses. Occasionally they get hit, but if we keep risk mitigation and we take losses when we make profits, the chances of us hitting stop losses are very slim. Got the trading floor manager here. This is why we win. He's a big boy. Okay, so we hit that another profit target. And then we can just let it sit. We can just hit that last profit target if it's going to go up. And if it goes down, we'll just keep repeating the same process. But we started getting into buys because Reggie was saying that it looked like we had a nice bottoming, which totally did look like it. But then the market just completely went against us, but there's no problem. Just manage our way through those ups and downs using the system. Yeah, Reggie, exactly. You can make money both sides if you're managing the risk properly. Proper risk management, that's all this is. Pretty much all we're doing is just risk management. Yeah, thanks, Vin. Sorry the internet's just messing with us today. I'm going to try and finish this up as we normally do, but thanks a bunch for stopping in. It's always good to have you guys. Okay, if we can just get one more pop-up, we'll just call that a good session. I'm going to bring that target down. And then if we can hit both of them on these highs, I'm going to just get out right there. So 252. So we'll just see what we made today. 10,000, 252, 58. And we started out at 10,238.33. So we made $14. And then divide that by 10,238.33 times 100. And so we just end up making 0.14% in the account today. So we're often hitting 0.2, but 0.14 is really good still. So nice and consistent. And we'll call that a day. Sorry for the buffering and the lagging internet. Hopefully we'll try and have things running a little bit smoother next time. I'll just reboot everything and